Welcome to Better Than Gossip. I'm Amy.
And I'm Kristen.
And we are excited to have back two incredible guests, Linda and Judy from Evolve Me.
They are fantastic. They help women do the pivot. You know, we love to talk about the
powerful pivot.
The powerful pivot,
Yep.
build some confidence, and go to the next place in their lives professionally, which is really connected to personal.
Exactly. And sharing the power of your story. They're coming up next.
Did you know about that?
What? I didn't hear. You know, that thing I've been telling you about. It's been a game changer for me. Welcome back. We are so excited to have our rock stars back, Judy and Linda from Evolve Me. And, you know, we're really breaking down today something called Beyond the Straight and Narrow. I love that. So this is kind of like not coloring in the lines, right? So if you were that person that liked to stay in the lines, this is now kind of like, okay, I'm scribbling because I'm creating my own narrative. All right, so let's talk about that. How do you help women do that at Evolve Me?
Well, so first of all, some women feel like that come to us, they feel like they have a certain amount invested in the career path that they have been on.
That was me.
That was Judy, right? And so you feel like, do I really want to, I've got so much time invested, am I just wasting it all?
Right.
If I do something different? Or maybe you're just like, you know you've been really successful in that one lane.
Yes.
Or that one lane was really fulfilling everybody else's.
Sure. Hey, how
You
many
know,
people
all
does
the
that
shoulds.
resonate
All
the
with?
shoulds.
Yes.
So
Oh,
if
was
I
just gonna
step
say
out
that. You
and
say
do
all the
something
shoulds.
completely different,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
what are other people going to think? Or I know I'm good at this, but maybe I can't do that.
Right. Interesting. It's kind of a skill set narrative. I mean, and a narrative around your skill set too, of kind of finding out where your skill set is and how you can get a little bit beyond those lines. Is that true too? Because I think a lot of us may struggle with if we're a little bit outdated in tech or we're a little bit scared about money. That would be me. I'm not so good with finances. So you have to kind of go around the cul-de-sac almost, kind of straight and narrow. Is that kind of how it is?
Yeah, I mean, you can go around the lines, but you also can upskill like in ways that are really easy now because there's
Why?
so much
Why are
available.
they so much easier?
Right? Because there's so much that's available online to you just to take a
right.
quick course, to do a webinar. Like you don't have to know it all to apply for a job that might be a little bit outside your lane, right? A little bit on the edges. You don't have to know it all. You don't have to be perfect, right? That's what we
We
always
love
say.
that. That's a power one right there.
You
We
do
don't-
not have to check all the boxes.
No, that's for sure too. So for you that are viewing today, think about the last time you Googled. I like to ask women that. How many times in a day do you use the power of Google?
Yeah.
And how much do we learn from that? It's amazing. I mean, I fixed my
Anything.
dishwasher with YouTube.
Oh yeah,
And that was empowering. That was empowering.
So
That was
empowering.
going out of the lines, I guess. a
And
little
once
bit.
you fix the dishwasher, I bet you could also then fix something else.
Probably.
Right? Because
Probably.
you knew from the experience of doing one thing that you could do another.
Right.
So when we started Evolve Me, neither of us had been an entrepreneur before, and there were certain things that we just needed to set ourselves up, and somebody had to figure those out, right?
Yeah.
So honestly, from being a stay-at-home mom
Right.
for a number of years, what do you have to do all the time? And that was me. For 16 years, you just sometimes have to figure the SHIT out,
you figure-
right?
there's no handbook.
You just
Right.
got to
Figure
figure
it
it out.
Yeah.
And so that's like how we've kind of put our company together.
Yes.
Is if we didn't know how to do it, you either ask somebody or you
Wait a
Google it.
minute. Wait a
You
minute.
go-
Did you
Yes.
just say ask somebody?
can ask,
You're not
yes,
weak because
right.
you're asking
No,
somebody?
you
Not only are you not
Right.
weak,
Seriously?
not only are you not weak, you're giving somebody else an opportunity to help you and feel good about doing that.
Boom.
Yeah.
So ask for help.
And
It's
you're
so
giving other
important.
people
Yeah.
permission
Right.
to ask for help too.
But it's always looked at or was looked at.
as a weakness.
Well, think about ourselves in our 30s. For those of us that are
Mm-hmm.
watching that might have daughters or 30-year-olds that are watching the show, you want to get there further, faster. You
Right.
think, I can do it by myself.
Yeah.
Ask for help. And that's what you do at Evolve Me is you build this
Right.
community.
So what you really need to succeed in the workplace today is, yes, you need a broad network of connections in different industries, different type people in different types of roles, but really importantly, you need an inner circle of women. Women need an inner
yes.
circle, right?
Yes.
And women who have been a little bit out to sea for a few years, maybe they've lost
to sea. I can just
lost-
kind of see the
yeah,
boat.
like riding
Yeah,
the
I got it.
waves,
Yeah,
right?
riding the waves.
Riding the waves. There's highs, there's lows, but they've been, disconnected. And maybe even lost touch with the professional network because
Right.
if they've had a break or a pause, we create in Evolve Me the space to regain an inner circle with other women and get the support you need.
Okay,
Or
that's
if
mic
you-
drop.
Or even if you haven't had a break, sometimes we find that women have kind of lost touch with their network
Yeah.
because you've been in the same industry or same company for so
Right.
long that you haven't bothered with your resume
don't
or
have
your
to
LinkedIn
network.
or your
Right. That's
network.
what you
'cause
I know you're going to be talking about
there.
that later in this episode.
Because you're there.
Yeah.
The other great thing about bringing women together, when you were talking about women, like being able to ask for help, when women come together as a group, it's easier to ask for help if they also know that they will be asked for help.
Yeah.
Because we're not good at just being takers.
Right.
We tend as women to be givers.
Oh, yeah.
It's easier to receive if we know that in return we're going to be giving. And so
Yeah.
that's why working in a group together is so powerful.
One really interesting thing I would like to get your opinion on is, something that I've talked about before is finding value, and we talked about it.
Yeah.
You defined kind of how we can find our value as a woman.
Right.
One thing I like to challenge people to do is, go to your friend. You have that one person in your life, whether it's a colleague or friend or somebody that knows you, the good days, the crappy days, the in-between days, and ask them where they add value to your life. And I think that's a really good thing for women to do at any age. I've challenged my daughter to do this. I've said, ask one of your friends, like, why are you friends with me? You could pick 10,000 other people. Why are you choosing me?
Yeah.
And I think women need to realize that. So when you have that inner circle that you build at Evolve Me, that's a great time for those women to build those relationships and then find out where they're adding value, which is always such a tough thing.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, our clients have been doing that for us lately when they give us testimonials. That's how we realize it's what keeps us going, right?
I love
Yeah.
the testimonial word because that cues up something a little special
There you
we
go.
have.
Oh,
in
nice.
Before we go to a commercial break, we are actually going to hear from one of your clients.
Awesome.
And this woman, her name is Melissa, and she is going to share a
Yeah.
bit of her journey with you.
Hey, Evolve Me, Melissa here. I'm so glad I found you because joining Evolve Me not only gave me the community of women that I was looking for when I felt at my most alone and darkest time, but helped me flourish to find my true gifts. Not just find them, but own them and love them and really appreciate who my authentic self is and flip the script, as you say, to reinvent myself for the future, to really find out what I love to do and how I find joy every day. And you guys gave that to me, and now I'm doing that in my new role, and I feel whole again. So thank you so much for not just introducing me to so many awesome rock star women, but also just getting my voice back. Thanks so much.
We love Melissa.
Love
I've
Melissa.
loved all of these people.
She's so honest and so
yeah,
authentic.
authentic.
Eloquent, but she is definitely somebody that was the definition of feeling like she had to be on a particular linear
and narrow.
path, a
Yeah.
straight and
She
narrow.
was coloring in the lines?
Well, she shouldered her way even into a
She
consulting
shouldered her
role.
way.
She shouldered her way into a consulting role, but she is very self-aware. And after a year there, she's like, I don't like this, and because I don't like it, I'm not very good at it. So she wanted to try to figure out.
Yeah, and then she kind of, it was hard for her to get past feeling like a failure. But then she reflected.
Melissa.
Yeah, she's an overachiever. But she
Yeah,
reflected and
yeah.
she was like, you know what? If I look back, my passion wasn't there for it.
Right.
And
We
so,
talked about that.
right? I'm not
Passion,
going to
purpose,
succeed
yep,
if my purpose is not aligned, right? And so,
Exactly.
let me spend the time and really do the work.
Oh, I love
and
that.
figure it out. And she has a passion for helping other people elevate their own thought leadership platforms
Amazing.
and be who they are.
Okay,
out
we
in the
love you,
world.
Melissa.
Yeah.
We love you, Melissa. All of these
Melissa.
women. And stay tuned because there's more to come. Kristen is coming out to join us
yay.
to talk about more great things.
Awesome.
I know she's going to be talking about this spray and I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
coming up, so we're just going to see. But
Yeah.
first, a word from our sponsors.
Susan, size 8 wide. I always thought that I was an 8.5 medium, but being introduced to Walking Cradle shoe and a whole myriad of sizes and widths, I found out that I was an 8 wide. And since then, things have been so much better in the fit of my shoe. My passion is dancing, and I bought a pair of Calientes, and I have worn them in the classroom, I've worn them at the clubs, and after 5 years, that's how long they lasted. I managed to dance right out of them, and so I've replaced them because they are my go-to shoe.
Welcome back. We are continuing this amazing conversation about reinvention and just finding your starting point. And for so many women, the need for community, the need for advice, and getting over the need to ask for advice, because that can be hard and it can keep us stuck. So you kind of make it easy for people. It's like a cheat sheet when they work with you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I always say to people, if you have a great mentor who's invested in your success, they will help you. They will open doors. They will give you advice. They are vested in your success. So that's kind of really what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the way that Judy and I started Evolve Me is because we were both stuck in our careers. I had been a stay-at-home mom for 16 years. I was a long career break. Very busy, not eating bonbons on the couch, but just not in the paid workforce. And Judy had been in the same career for a long time and wanted to make a pivot. And when we both wanted to reinvent ourselves, we didn't know each other at the time, but there was nothing out there to help us. There was no roadmap. There was no community. There was nobody to talk to. And so it was really isolating. And so when we came together at a startup to help other women return to the workforce, and we ran a program for them that doesn't exist anymore, but we realized this is kind of what had been missing in our lives all along. And so that's what we have created, is basically a structure that people can follow. So there's a place to start and a community to do that work with.
So important, because you can't think your way out of your head.
No.
If you're not, if
Around
you're
and
just
around.
kind of, listening to yourself, and some of that imposter syndrome, and some of that low confidence. So you've got a system, it's a cheat sheet. Nobody needs special skills to succeed in their pivot to a better career.
No, and what you said is so important. Like, you can't get yourself out of your own head by ruminating and thinking about it. You have to take action. And what our program is, it is that cheat sheet that lets you take action, because we have all the steps laid out for you.
And that's what everybody needs. You have a wonderful woman who went through your program. Her name is Davia.
Oh,
And she's gonna talk to us real quick. She's got a question, and we're gonna hear from Davia.
Awesome.
great.
She's wonderful.
Hi, I'm Dr. Davia Madriaga, and I love the help, the support, the frameworks that I got from Judy and Linda and Evolve Me. They gave me the tools I needed to make my pivot from education to senior strategic project manager in tech, as well as complete and launch my consulting business at the same time. They're supportive. It's a great group of women that are your biggest cheerleaders, and also don't pull any punches. Evolve Me is fabulous.
So I thought one of the most interesting things Davia said, and it's so true, and women really need to listen to this part, is that, or actually, you know what, it's not what she's just said in the video, but she said this to us in an email, was that in her new career, 90% of the skills that she's using are skills that she already had. And
Those
she went from
transferable skills.
education to being in strategy and tech. So miles apart, she said 90% of the skills she's using in this new career are things that she already knew, and only 10% were industry specific. So think about that. And that's true for so many women. You have so much within you.
She came into your program. You helped her take what she was doing, take her skill set, and then reposition that
Exactly.
to align with what she wanted to do, correct?
But before we even she even did that, she took a step back to decide what it was that she even liked to do anymore.
Right.
You know, so often we've been doing the same thing for so long, we don't even know.
Yeah, and until you're clear about what you really want to do, other people can't help you. Because you need that, right? You had spoken earlier about the support and the mentorship we spoke about. And nobody can help and mentor you if you can't tell them exactly what you want to do. So the more specific you are about your future direction, the more support you'll get to help you move in that direction.
It's kind of how the universe works too.
Yeah, exactly.
When you put it out there,
right? And she
out
started
there.
doing that. That's exactly actually how Davia got her foot back in the door, is that she started talking about what she wanted to do because she got that clarity, and then opportunities started opening, and she's like, how is this happening? I don't even have a website yet and I already have clients, because she started freelancing, and then it all just spiraled from there.
that's really wonderful that your program helps women go from, thinking about it to taking steps to making it happen. So we always have a little bit of secret sauce in every episode, and we're excited to share yours now.
Yes, we love this secret sauce that we have for you, because it is something that will keep your confidence going throughout career reinvention, which can be a roller coaster, right? It can be a lot of highs and lows, and what we find is that women come to us sometimes at a low. So we're going to help you not be that, hopefully. So it's about not using the spray and pray method to find your next chapter. So if you're not familiar with that term, what it means is don't send your resume just out into the ether and apply to jobs randomly because you think you may be, the right fit, or you have certain words in your resume that match up with the job description. It sets you up to fail, right? And that's where you have, that low confidence that kicks in, because so many of the opportunities we have are really from other people in our networks and the connections that we have. And it's not just connections out in the professional world, it's connections that you make when you tell your story, when you get more clear about where you want to go, when you're online at the grocery store and you're just like chit-chatting with people. Like, you need to tell your story everywhere, so save time. Don't spray and pray your resume. Don't just send it out there.
Don't leave your fate up to an algorithm.
Right. Don't leave your fate up to an algorithm. Get clear, and it all starts with you. It all starts with you really, taking the time, investing in yourself with other women to get that clarity that you need, that builds your confidence.
And when we help women who find themselves in this position, and many of these women have been taking care of children or parents, or they've just taken a break for whatever reason, this message can be amplified, and it can help kids getting out of college.
Absolutely.
So maybe you're going to share some of this with your nieces or nephews. So it's such practical wisdom, but it's so hard sometimes to get there. And you guys are really great at helping women get there. So do you have some advice that you wish you had taken earlier in your careers or your lives that you'd like to share?
Sure. So for me, because again, I had a caregiving break in my career, and so I wish that while I was doing all the different volunteer jobs that I was doing, and just honestly, just everything that I was doing along the way, that I would have been paying more attention to what I was learning and the new skills that I was developing, because honestly, the skills and the experience I learned there are really what have fed into the work that I'm doing now in Evolve Me. And anything that I learned in business school or in finance really kind of has nothing to do with what I'm doing now. So the real school that I went through that led to my job now is what I was not being paid for.
Oh, and that's a great message for every woman listening. Don't undervalue your skills.
Yeah.
Just because you're
absolutely.
a stay-at-home mom or working on the PTA or something, all your skills are applicable.
And you're developing them, and you're gaining new experience and perspective and all kinds of things that they cannot teach you in school or even in your former role.
And how about you?
I guess, I've been thinking about that too, as Linda's been chatting. What I would say is, I wish that I had somebody who said to me, Judy, what's next for you? somebody who encouraged me to think bigger beyond the possibilities that are right in front of me, and like a mentor. I think it's really hard to find mentors that are invested in your success in the workplace because women can be so competitive with each other. And we're all about collaboration. That's one of our values, right? That's what we're partnering with you all and other companies because we need to support and lift each other up, right? It's all about women supporting women. And I wish that, I think along the way that, I had more of that.
So you ladies are doing some work with businesses as well. Can you tell us a little bit about what that looks like and who it serves?
Sure. So we have another initiative. It's called Evolve Me at Work, and we help companies attract and retain top female talent. And then we also work with nonprofit organizations to do women's leadership and development training.
That's really terrific. We have done a number of segments with these ladies, and you're going to want to watch every one of them because each one has so much important information that can be applied to any kind of pivot, really any kind of pivot in your life. It could be professional, it could be personal, it could just be looking for more fulfillment and not knowing where to start. And so each segment, I hope you'll watch, and we need to get you back again. This has been such a pleasure.
So much fun. Really
this
fun.
This is a great conversation, Kristen. And Amy, thank you.
Thank you so much. And for people who want to find you,
they go to our website, and then we also have a free offer if you want to go to our website, a free download, and this is a good one. So if you've ever heard, and it's okay if you haven't, but if you've ever heard of a SWOT analysis, if you've been to business school, this is a SWOT analysis for your career. So it's the Evolve Me Career Reinvention Analyzer, and it's a free tool that you can download, and will give you just a little mini experience in re-examining your career and what's next for you.
Ooh, that sounds like so much fun. I might just take it to see what it says about me and what I'm doing. Thank you for watching Better Than Gossip. We look forward to seeing you next time.